What's up, everyone? R-Mak dad here. It is freaking cold this morning. Barely pushing 30 here. Probably see my breath, but it's beautiful. It's a great day. Just want to check in with my run progress and everything. Right now we're at 130 miles on this journey. Not too bad. Got 4 days left of the year, so that means that I need to get about 5 miles a day the rest of the way. So that's what I'm striving to do, starting with today. I feel pretty good. A little sore. I did the cupping for recovery last night on my legs. Did the foam roller. I have a vibrating foam roller. I think it's like a TheraCup, but it really felt great on my Achilles. Honestly, I had to take some leave. I was feeling a little sore. I've Fitbit gives you recommendations on your cardio load and your fitness capacity, all that, your readiness score. And I've been going a little bit above that, and I just want to end 2024 on the best note I can. Again, realizing this was a hell of a year, and there were some things that went on this year that was a little bit out of my control in terms of time and a lot of stresses and things like that didn't really help my fitness journey. But also, I feel like ever since October, ever since like August, I started to do a lot more steps, a lot more activities, a lot more walks, a lot more runs. So kind of picked it up at the tail end of the year, and again, and ended the year on a good note going into 2025. I know 2025 will be my best year from a fitness standpoint because I have all this momentum heading into the year, where I really just, it's become customary and like a habit that if I don't work out, I just get a little stir crazy, or if I don't get my steps in, I go a little stir crazy. So got the kiddo bundled up today. He's got this little bear suit on, his onesie, and a Sherpa blanket over top, and I got the stroller cover down as far as I can go. So I think he's good. I love walking him. He gets his naps in, which is like great. It's a win-win. I get my steps in, he gets his naps in. We both get our peace. So it's like sometimes these stroller walks are the only the silence I get like all day, or the only time I get to listen to music, or sometimes do my vlogs. So it's a win-win for everybody involved. Today's theme, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what gets me going. And sometimes it's like, this might sound juvenile, but for me personally, like, nothing gets me going than people doubting me, than people questioning if I actually can do something, or I have the capacity to do something, or questioning my will, my desire, my resolve on something. Like, I'm a lot of things, but I'm determined as hell to prove people wrong. That's probably like the number one thing I've always been, is like, you want to piss me off, you want to really like light a fire under my ass. It's, you doubt me, you tell me you don't think I can do it, you don't give me compliments, because if you give me compliments, I get fat and happy, and I'm like, okay, cool, everything's good. But you call me out You tell me you don't think I can do it, and I'll be damn sure to prove you wrong. And that's always been my makeup, and that's how I am. That's how I run, you know? Like, so it's, you know, there's a little bit of uncertainty in my life right now. People unsure if I can do what I say I can do. But I feel this vision, you know, like I'm a dreamer. I'm a big picture guy, grandiose ideas. And I feel it, and I'm a risk taker by heart, gambler. And it's like I have this clear picture in my head of how things are gonna go. And when other people can't see it, it's a little frustrating. Because it's like you can't have somebody else in your head, you know, like it's hard to sort of paint that clear picture for them when they're not in your head. So it is, I know, like I'm a very instinctual gut reaction person. Like I go with my gut on most stuff, and it's not like, I mean, yeah, there's analytics to it. There's, you know, assessing the situation, but it's also like a gut thing. Like you have to freaking make snap decisions in life. And sometimes you don't have all the data. We don't have this crystal ball of, you know, knowing how things are going to turn out. When you have that fork in the road moment of, hey, should I continue down this path or should I go down this path? Like, nobody knows, you know, like people have opinions, people have ideas, but nobody, you know, knows. So, and then in hindsight, everyone's always like, oh, well, I would have done this or I would have done that, and I'm the freaking smartest person in the world, you know. So hindsight, yeah, everyone is a freaking genius, but when decisions are actually being made in the moment, nobody freaking knows. Everyone is just guessing, you know, whether it's investments or, you know, big life decisions. Like, you just kind of go with what you feel. And I have a knack for making things work. You know, like it's not like I've never taken the most conventional path for anything. But that's me. Like that's you know, that's R-Mak stat. Like that's how I got here in life, and I'm happy with where I'm at. And it's like, that's how I roll. That's how I function. I'm not a point A to Z guy. I'm a point, you know, A to L, and then I'll freaking skip a couple letters, and then like, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just like, I'm not on a straight path. I'm like all over the place, instinctual gut instinct person. Like, you know, if I have a good sense on something, usually, I'm not saying all the time, but usually it like turns out good. Like every time I feel like I've had to make a huge decision and I've been like having this anxiety of like, oh, is this the right thing to do? Or, you know, you could play the what if game all day, all damn day, but nobody knows, you know, like literally we only have today. You know, nobody knows if we're even here tomorrow or 5, 10, 15 years. And so sometimes you have to go with the data you have now, the information at hand, and make the best decision based on that. And it's like, you know, we don't know. So that's where I'm at right now. That's where my head's at. It's very much proving people wrong, proving anyone else wrong that thinks I can't do it. That's just my makeup, and that's where I'm at right now. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna make this channel work. I'm gonna make my fitness work. I'm gonna make the side income I need to make. I'm gonna make my better, you know, my main income better. Like all this stuff in my life, all these 2025 goals I have for myself, they're all gonna come to fruition. And it's because I don't accept failure. I don't accept the excuses anymore. And I could sit here and make excuses all day and be like, oh, the timing's not right, or, you know, like come up with the there are reasons, trust me, there's so many reasons for something not happening. But at this stage of my life, you know, nearing 40, you know, being where I'm at with my life, my circumstances, with 2 young kids, a wife, being in the same place for 5 years, like sometimes it just feels like, you know, you're ready for that change, you're ready for that shift. You know, you think about where you should, you know, end up, you know, in life, like how things are gonna play out. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and it's like I'm talking big picture stuff in terms of like location, housing, you know, where you want the kids to go to school, but also if you just bring it down to a personal level of like, okay, where do I want to be? Like, you know, how am I going to be successful and happy and thriving? You know, and sometimes it's like you need that change up. And so I got all these things floating in my head, but I'm also like, this is why I, you know, do what I do with running and staying active. And I just have to throw in some things like eating better and, you know, throwing in the weights and the core exercises, because I think once I throw those in, like, things are gonna really take off. Because I feel like underneath this layer of flubber, fat, whatever, out of shapeness, like there's actually an athlete in there. And so I just have to unlock that, and I've been working on that quite a bit. Morning. So yeah, I mean, that's some of the things going on, just working on self-care, self-development, getting in the best shape I possibly can. I don't know what it is, but it's like sometimes, you know, if I run a really great 5K or I hit 100 miles a month or something, like it just gives me that, I don't know, unlock something. And it's like, you know, I'm not winning a medal or anything, or no one's like throwing a ceremony for me, but it's just like a personal achievement of like, you know, someone doubted me. It might have been myself, but somebody doubted me along the way of like, you know, thinking that I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that. And it's like, you know, when you do it, you know, it just gives you that edge of like, F them, I can do this, you know, like that's how I'm driven. And so even if it's myself doubting it initially, like I never thought I'd be a runner, for instance. Hated running, hated it. Like I've always been an athlete and a sports player. I tolerated it. You know, like for playing soccer, you got to run a lot, for instance. But there was like an end goal objective in mind. Like you got to get to the ball, or you got to slide tackle this person, stop them from scoring. Like there's always like these mini games within the game. And so I tolerated the running aspect, but I found that running is just really my zen. It's my place to really like mellow out, tune out the world, and, you know, have some peace and silence, you know, and really just get with my thoughts, get a clear vision on what's going on, and then come back to whatever I was doing with a much better head on my shoulders. Getting rid of that anxiety, that depression, those negative thoughts of you can't do this. Well, I just went out and did this. And so it shuts that narrative down. It shuts that track down of that self-talk that I played over and over in my head for so many years that it's really just hard to get out. And so I found the best way to do it is just go out there and do something and show myself that I can do this. And, you know, that's where I'm at in life. That works for me. So I'm curious what works for you. Like what helps get rid of that negative talk, whether it's, you know, maybe it's not even yourself negative talk, it's other people being negative in your life, or other people doubting you, Like, how do you circumvent that? How do you get around that? I want to know your strategies for that as well. For me, it's just getting out and doing it. Like, I could sit in bed and mull over it or be upset about it, but it doesn't go away until I go out and accomplish something, do something, prove somebody wrong. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm very motivated. I'm very, you know, you poke the tiger, poke the bear, whatever the saying is, and you better be ready for how it's gonna come out. And that's how I've always been. Like, you know, I was a basketball player in high school, and if you compliment my game, if you're nice to me, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, I'll play hard, but I'm not gonna be like over the top, you know, trying. But if you come in and you diss me, or if you come in and you you act like you're gonna just run the wipe the floor with me, like, it ain't happening, you know. Like, I'm gonna freaking turn it up a level or two. And that's where I'm at right now. I feel like I've been poked one too many times in just life, and so I'm gonna turn it up a level or two. And that means, you know, leveling up every aspect of my life: fitness, personal, the confidence. I mean, the confidence is huge. It's like, do you truly believe in yourself? Do you truly believe in your direction? Do you believe that even when you're at your lowest, can you get out of that? Because it's easy when life's going well, you know, when shit's great, to be like, oh yeah, I'm confident. Well, for sure, like, it's easy when everything is falling into place to feel that way. But when things are not going well, when you feel like you're losing stuff, or, you know, you're at your absolute bottom, how do you get yourself out of that pit? Do you believe you can? And for me, this path is awful right now. Hold on. And for me, it's just like, yeah, like, I think I can. And I feel like no matter what life throws at me, I can get through it. No, I haven't been through everything, but, you know, in my almost 40 years, I've been through a lot of stuff that I never thought I'd be able to get through and endure. And so in a way, you know, that gives me confidence that I can get through similar or worse, you know, things that life will throw me. And so that's where my confidence comes from, because I've freaking done it before, you know. Like, that's, I don't know, that's just me. Sometimes it's like you have to go through those trials, those fires, to come on the other side a different person. And you know, that's my train of thought right now and everything. I'm gonna stop there though, because I feel like I'm going in circles a little bit. But anyways, feeling very motivated ending 2024, going into 2025. Ready to prove everybody wrong, including myself, and go above and beyond in every facet of my life. My job, my work, my family. Like, I'm just feeling like I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of settling and being mediocre and average. Like, I personally feel deep down I have more to offer than that. And so, if you can relate to this in some manner, appreciate the like, the subscription. Thank you for watching this. This is my morning walk. This will probably get me about 7,000 steps before my day even really starts. It's pretty early. It's 8:45 in the morning, December 28th. Again, gonna do my 5K tonight. Actually, my 5 miles tonight, rather. Or maybe in the day, I don't know. We'll see when I have time. My body feels like it needs a little bit more recovery, but that's why I think these walks help, because I get, you know, some of that soreness out. Like, that's a very big misconception. Sometimes I used to feel like, oh, when I'm sore, like, I don't want to move. I just want to stay in bed all day. But when you're sore, you got to get out and move. Like, it makes you feel less stiff. You get those muscles warm, activated. And so that's what my walks do. It really helps with that recovery aspect and gets me ready for my next run. Really excited for my next run. Got a couple really nice running shoes to pick from. You know, really excited about that. Sometimes, you know, just having like new gear gives me that motivation and excitement. I wore my Meta Ray-Ban glasses, frames, whatever they're called, yesterday. Got some decent footage. There's a couple things I need to tweak to really publish it. So I'm still in that test phase right now. But eventually I'll throw that into my videos, you know, when I run in the day. You know, maybe I'll run with the selfie stick a little bit today and get some footage there as well. The only things I gotta cut out is like my breathing. It's a little heavy. You know, you don't really hear it when you got headphones on and you're listening to music, but when you play it back, you're like, oh crap. So that, and then some of the angles just aren't great. So I'm still working out the camera tricks. Oh wow. I got a lot of new tech that I'm working with here. I got the Insta360 X4 camera, the Sony ZV-1 camera, and then I got the Meta frames, Ray-Ban. So those are 3 new pieces of technology, all with obviously camera tech pieces, all with their own software and editing functionalities. And so it's like, I'm trying to figure out how to do all this stuff in a way that looks good, and, you know, editing yourself and putting it all together and doing all the work. And, you know, small YouTubers, like, you can relate to that. Like, it's like, I don't have a team behind me at all. Nobody's doing anything for me. If somebody is, I'm paying them. So it's, you know, very much a one-man team here. Anyways, you can like that story, relate to it in some way. You know, you're a struggling parent, dad, mom, person in their, you know, near, I want to say midlife, but, you know, near 40s, whatever, then good. This is the channel for you. Stick with me as we end 2024 on the good note, start 2025 on a better note. This is R-Mak's dad. Again, appreciate you. I'll see y'all later from my run as I attempt to hit 150 miles on this journey from Halloween till the end of 2024. Later.